Hello and welcome to the Shamrock Sprint presented by Box3 Motorsports. As you can see, the cars are taking to the track for a final short practice session, finalizing setups and tire pressures. We are today racing on the scenic rolling hills of the legendary Kyalami circuit, situated just north of Johannesburg, South Africa. It's a driver favorite track. It consists of 16 turns with plenty of elevation change throughout the lap. It's a 4.5 kilometer track, which is 2.89 miles, I think I saw. And it hosts the annual 9 Hours of Kyalami event as part of the Intercontinental GT Challenge Endurance Championship. And even in the real world, the Kyalami is a driver's favorite. It's an exciting track. Today we have for you a multi-class affair with both GT3 and GT4 cars sharing the road, and it's going to be super hard telling some of them apart as we are celebrating St. Patrick's Day today. So we have the cars all adorned in a green livery of some sort of the driver's choosing. So we've got GT3 cars, GT4 cars, we've got every manufacturer you can imagine, and they're all wearing a touch of green today for our St. Patrick's Day celebration, which is next week. So yeah, we're excited to see some battles throughout the race, being a multi-class race, and we've got a full grid coming up. I believe we have right now we are at 21 drivers. We have a few more that may be showing up here as time goes on, but we're expecting a pretty even split between GT3 and GT4 classes. And yeah, we've got some new drivers joining us here that we are not used to seeing, as we see who's this? Pat Chevalier's going off track there a little bit. The Porsche going off track behind them there. So it should be fun to watch some multi-class racing. So of course the GT3 cars are quicker than the GT4 cars, but with a nice even split between the classes, we should see battles throughout the race in both classes. And then especially once the traffic starts to come together later on, halfway into our hour format, we probably even a little bit earlier with the GT4s, we'll start to see some battles taking place and maybe being created when traffic becomes an issue. Here at Kyalami, there are places to pass. There are also some very tight places. It should be an exciting time. Yeah, so as we mentioned, the number one rule of the race today is all cars must be wearing green. The number two rule, of course, let's try to have a nice, clean, good, fair race for everybody. And other than that, the format today, it is going to be an hour sprint race with a 20-minute qualifying session coming up here shortly in just about 5 minutes. And during that 20-minute qualifying session, it's going to be broken down. We're going to give the GT4s the first 10 minutes of track time, and then the GT3s will finish up with the last 10 minutes of track time. That way we don't have any lap times being influenced by the faster or slower cars being on track. So hopefully that should make for a nice clean qualifying. That's why it's a bit extended compared to our normal qualifying sessions here. And and then a 1 hour sprint race with one required pit stop in which the drivers will have to take on tires and fuel. The strategy will play into that, I believe, today, especially with the multi-class racing. We'll see the GT3 cars making their call on when to pit based on traffic concerns, I'm guessing, and the GT4 drivers, their strategies, I'm not too sure about, because we don't see a lot of GT4 racing, so it'll be fun to really see how the GT4 drivers approach it. We actually have some very seasoned veterans in the GT4 field here. Let me see if I can... we're in practice, so I'm not going to go look at the timetables quite yet, but we've got in the GT4 class, let me see, it looks like a lot of our regulars actually. Tough Squirrel, Bulldozer, Matt Cabrera, Pat Chevaliers is a new driver with us. DXD Ichigo, name I recognize from the public server lobbies on Xbox. However, I do not know the name. They have not driven with us that I've seen on Box3 in recent times. So it'll be fun to see a new face on track, and they're in the GT4s as well. Let's see, also Kipster, Q-Bar, and B-Fife, the top 3 drivers from our previous season, they're all driving GT4 cars. RWR Wheeler, new driver, I raced with him this week in another league race, and that was a lot of fun. Let's see, we've got quite a few of our seasoned vets are driving GT4s, so you know, the GT4s, while they are slower, they're going to be piloted by some very experienced drivers today, and so it should, I'm hoping, make for some exciting GT4 racing. I'm really excited about the GT4 class, to be fair. And then moving into the GT3 class, I'm recognizing Dowslop, Forzy, quite a few of these names, Teddy Ruxpin, JB Racer. They race with us on a regular basis. However, we have quite a few new names here too. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited to see how this race unfolds with some unknown elements being involved now. So I'm really looking forward to checking that out. So let's see if we can't we've got a bit of time. Let's see who's out on track. Let's see if we can get it on board with. Let's go on board with Kipster. Kipster's in the Aston Martin, it looks like. By onboarding, let's just go watch him. We'll go to the onboard. There we go. So yeah, on board with Kipster as we round out end of practice here. Take a lap. Coming to the end of the practice lap here. Let's see if he goes on for another one. Let's see. We get a little onboard track preview of the track as we come through the final corner, the final set of corners here. Final turn, number 60, onto the final straight, or the first straight. We'll start finish straight away, coming across the line here. Beginning a lap of the Kyalami circuit, turn 1, called the team. We're just going to ignore most of that as we head down into Kilburn, which is really turn 1 here. And coming up through the Jukski Sweep, up the hill into a hard left-hand, I'm sorry, called Barbecue. As we head down this straightaway here to the long sweeping right-hander. It's fast, it's flowing. Called Sunset. The time, we're not sure that during the stream, but it's going to be a beautiful corner at certain times of the day. As we come through the clubhouse corner and head down towards the S's, the S's head downhill here. Head uphill towards Vancouver. Hard left-handed airplane turn. You're cresting the hill, turning, and then right back down the hill, headed towards main traffic. Very fast sweeping left-hand turn. It's almost the twin to the front stretch of Sunset turn as far as speed down force. Here we're coming into the Crocodiles. It's really 2 turns. The turn for 14 is the exit of 13. Cheetah is the final quick flip to the right as you head down to turn, the final turn onto the start finish straight. To give you an idea of the pace that some of these GT4 cars are going to carry, that was about a 1 minute and 52 second lap. Find a GT4 car that's out on the track. There we go, an Audi GT4 car here at DXT show. Let's see if we can. It looks like that was the top that way too. Headed down towards one track. So we should get a general idea of the pace of the GT4 cars. More inside on the track there. Hard braking into the Crocodiles. It's funny for Atlantic. Not a very fun corner to drive in my opinion. I don't know about. I miss my braking point all the time. There we go. flip through right across Cheetah. To right and down. And we'll start from straight. There's some GT4 car or GT3 car. Okay, that was only 54. I'm not sure. I've never been in that long. Looks like practice is over. So we will actually gonna take a quick step away here while we round out the rest of practice. See if we can find somebody else who's a bit further back out on track. There we go. And I'm gonna step away and let everybody see some of our upcoming events that we have coming up here through the Box 3 PC and Xbox. Yeah, thank you, and stick around, and we'll be right back for qualifying here at the Shamrock Sprint presented by Box 3 Motorsports. Alright, and we are back here on Box 3. Oh, do I not have the game audio? Sorry, hang on one moment here. Technical difficulties. Here we go. That should be a bit better. So, we are currently on board with our Box 3 Xbox Series champion from Season 6, Q-Bar. Let's see, he ended up finishing the season with 188 points, just ahead of B-Fife, who ended up with 176 points while missing a round. If he hadn't missed that round, it could have gone either way there. It was a tight. Okay, so I am trying to get audio levels situated here. New layout here as we are starting to stream Xbox races for the first time in a long time. And so we're trying to get everything aligned with the new setup. Yeah, so we are on board with, again, previous season, or our current champion in the Box 3 Xbox League. That wasn't a GT3 car, of course, so in the GT4 car, for this Shamrock Sprint multi-class race. Let's see if we can actually get in and now we're on board with Bulldozer, another top contender from last season on a regular basis. So they just recently changed our sim grid a lot, and now everybody's real names are showing, and I'm having trouble remembering who's who here, trying to stick everybody together. Yeah, so there was a race to Denver the other night as well. That was nice. I have been slowly going back and forth between PC and Xbox, trying to find differences in the gameplay, and there's some, but I still have a lot of fun playing here on Xbox as well. I'm looking forward to our next season. We are in the works for planning Season 7 now at this point. We've got a couple ideas. Don't want to get too overly ambitious and make too many changes at once. So we're trying to figure out exactly what we can do to make next season even better than this season. It was a good season, had great attendance right to the end. And for us, I think that's the most key is to keep the attendance up throughout the season, because that means everybody gets to be out there on track with more cars and more experience and getting to become better drivers, but also we've got a great community of people that we spend a lot of time on Discord together, just chatting, hanging out, getting a practice server. Getting a practice server throughout the week and spend time turning out laps on whatever the next week's racetrack may be, and a little impromptu coaching or setup advice, and it's a really welcoming community of people who have, everybody just progresses as a driver. I feel like every time we get together as a group, so for sure I'm excited to welcome some of these new faces to this multi-class event, and hopefully they will come and join us this season coming forward. And hopefully the stream goes well today, because that is something we're looking to add as a regular feature to the Box 3 Xbox League going forward, is having live race streams to within the limits and extents of what the game will let us do. So again, this is Bulldozer here. We're going to skip ahead to our next GT4. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Here we go. So again, back on board with Q-Bar. Let's go take a look at Kipster, another of our always top contenders and our only Irish native in the field, rocking the flag on his livery this wonderful, lovely sunny day. I'm really pulling for him in the GT4 class there. He is a great driver, and being the Irishman in the field, you gotta root for him to have a little bit of something extra in the tank for a St. Paddy's Day multi-class bash. Are we starting to get any times in here now? Let's go back and take a look. Let's go back to the garage and take a look at the timetables as we're starting to get some times coming in. It looks like in the GT4, we've got a GT4 or a couple GT3 cars already out there setting times during the GT4 qualifying, so we're going to disregard those times now as of this point. So it looks like as of right now in GT4, a qualifying order, it looks like Q-Bar is going to be on pole. I wish I could see his time there, but it is what it is. A Tough Squirrel behind him. Jamink right next, so it'll be Q-Bar, Tough Squirrel, Jamink, Kipster qualifying in, what is that, 4th, 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm so lost. Why are these GT3 cars out there? But anyway, here we go. B Fife behind Kipster. DXD Ichigo, one of the new drivers in the field to Box 3, qualifying right up there with B Fife. And both very quick drivers there. Bulldozer, another fast one. Turbo Soul in the Aston Martin. Titanium and Matt Cabrera both driving in the Camaros. Pat Chevalier's in the AMG. RWR Wheeler driving in Aston Martin as well. RWR Lego, those guys are driving together quite often recently. RWR Lego, of course, we just call him Lego. He's been with our group since season 6 started, I believe it was. He definitely joined early on in season 6 at least, and has brought his friend RWR Wheeler in with him. So Lego driving the Mercedes and in the GT4 class. So GT3 qualifying should be getting underway, where we're going to start jumping on board with some of those cars. Let's take a look. Let's see if we can't follow JB Racer out front. JB Racer, the venerable Lamborghini driver. Of course, he will be in his Lamborghini of choice again. The green K-Pax Racing. It's a nice livery there. It's nice to find a car that's got the stock livery with all the decals and logos that has the green requirement. Not every car has that. So you'll see a lot of custom Xbox liveries here. Let's see, Hofdozer on track as well in that chrome green Porsche. Forzy, see if the camera will catch up here. Yeah, Forzy driving the Honda NSX. That is a new choice for Forzy after coming out of the Aston Martin for season 6 with that camouflage army green. I feel like everybody else went bright, and Forzy's going with the stealth bomber look. digging the livery there, Forzy. Another new driver in the Porsche. Dear P4, yeah, we're gonna call you Der for today. Another Porsche driver on track. Right behind them, I am Stan Lee, one of our regulars. Great chrome accents on that green for the Porsche. Dalslop in the Ferrari today. Hanging out in the pits there, along with Shane in the. Ooh, he wasn't rocking the green, and we had to call him on it earlier, and he found a way to make that livery work. We like it. We like it. Legends, another. So he's one of our UK competitors. Was with us most of the season. Legends has out and out one lap pace like no other. He got fastest lap I think almost every lap or every race of our season, he is in the Ferrari. He was driving the Aston this season, so we'll see what he can do in the Ferrari, see if he can find a little bit more consistency, and hopefully avoid some of the incidents that he got wrapped up in that were not always his fault or his choice. They were just things that happened around him, and he just had some bad luck. And I'd like to see, again, with this single event format, a little less pressure on. Again, out-and-out pace like no other out of Legends here. Let's take a look. Shane in the BMW. And we've got another Lamborghini. We've got a touch of green there with the Italian flag down at the bottom of the Lamborghini, but that's pushing the limits there, Monroe, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll let it slide for today. We just want this grid filled out. And it looks like right now we've got 24 racers on grid signed up, and it looks like it'll be a pretty even split between the classes, so that's exactly what we were looking for. Looks like as of right now, JB Racer is topping the qualifying with a 144.001. Oh, and Monroe comes in with some alien pace with a 142.237, which is nearing the circuit record in real life. As of right now, the real life circuit record in a Porsche set by Matt Campbell in 2020 is a 1 minute and 42 seconds .021. So we're talking about 2/10 off of a real world record here in qualifying. That is some pace right there. We've got Derp in. I think we're just gonna go Derp here. Derp is in second place qualifying currently in the Porsche. 1 second off of that time, 1.1 almost. JB Racer, again one of our series regulars, and one of our fast guys in his regular Lambo. 1.76 off the current pace in qualifying. Again, this is qualifying, it's one lap, so a 60-minute race with some pit strategy and the multi-class traffic involved. We'll see how the race shakes out. Fourth place, currently IGN Legends, the legend himself. This man will download a track pack for a race the night before the race, learn during qualifying the braking and turn-in points, and still set a fastest lap record during the race. So hopefully we'll see. He's been a bit quiet on the Discord recently, so I'm not sure where his confidence level is coming into today, but looking like he's using all the road there. Maybe a little too much of the road there. Forzy has started the season back of the pack with me and quickly moved through the mid-pack and up to the front of the pack, and was vying for some real race position with our fast drivers at the end of the season. There was progression out of Forzy this year that nobody else had. In my opinion, our most valuable driver of the season. Forzy made progression and leaps and bounds. Didn't miss a race. Didn't give up even when going got tough at the final race at Coda. Still went out and finished the race. And applause on my part. And ended up finishing our series in fourth place overall, which I think is again a great testament to the progression out of a first season racer. And then so it looks like qualifying got about a minute left. Still got some drivers out on track. We've got some coming back to the pits. We're starting to see things shake out now as far as the classes really separating themselves. So we're seeing right now just about a 10-second gap between the top qualifying GT3 and GT4 cars, and that top qualifying time just keeps coming down now from Monroe, down to a 1 minute 41.467. That is absolutely on fire. Absolutely on fire. So yeah, qualifying just about wrapping up here. Let's see if we can't get a few laps with one of our new drivers here, actually. Let's jump on board with Snaggy Path. Driving the Audi, also with the colors of the Irish flag. A very nice livery on the Audi. I like that split between top and bottom with the pinstripe in the middle. Headed towards Crocodiles here. Taking turn 13 quite tight. Through Cheetah. Turning into Ingwe for the final time here in qualifying. Putting the power down, the start-finish straight to the line. Let's see if Snaggy Path will improve their time slightly, but not enough to overtake Teddy Ruxpin in the starting order. So we'll let everybody else finish out their laps here and see how things shake out, but it looks like qualifying here is just about shaken out. We are going to step away here for just a moment, and we'll be back very shortly for the 1 hour race of the Shamrock Sprint here, presented by Box3 Motorsports. Okay, and I am back here as we're getting ready through the formation lap. We'll go through the list here. Starting on pole, Menro in the Lamborghini, number 78. Dirt starting next to them. On row 2, Hofdozer alongside Shane in the BMW. JB Racer will be in row 3 alongside IGN Legends, who it looks like may have switched back to the Aston Martin. No, it looks like he's still in the Ferrari. That's interesting. Forzy will be on row 4 alongside I Am Stan Lee in the Porsche. Teddy Ruxpin in the Ferrari will be on row 5 alongside Snaggy Path in the Audi. Row 6, Dallas Slop alongside our first GT4 qualifier, Q-Bar. Row 7 is going to be Tough Squirrel alongside the Jamaican Inquisition. I'm losing track here. Row 8, Kipster alongside B Fife. Again, we're getting down into the GT4 cars here. Behind them will be DXD Ichigo and Bulldozer. The final row, or the row behind them, row 10, Turbo Soul, Matt Cabrera. Row 11, Titanium and Pat Chevaliers. And row 12 is going to be RWR Wheeler alongside RWR Lego. And I am your commentator for today, Matty T, also known on Xbox as Maddysville 711. So, here we are, and we are going to go on board with... let's go on board with Menro, our pole sitter, as we get into our race start. The field rounds Ingwe in formation 2 wide, heading to the start-finish line. The green flag is about to wave.
Green light, give it all you can.
Green flag, and the racers make their way down to turn 1. Well, really it's turn 2, but Crowthorne, as they make their way into the first lap. Menro gets out to a lead and starts to grow that gap. Let's go back and take a look as we get back a little bit further here in the pack. The battles for position will begin. IGN Legends falling back a bit at the start. Maybe not. The positions are still updating as the drivers are coming around for the first lap. Trying to jump on board with the GT4 car here. Well, we're going to go back to the garage view because that gives us the best way to select through the drivers here. Let's take a look. Let's see. It looks like leading the GT4 cars out is Q-Bar. About 1.1 seconds on the Jamaican Inquisition chasing behind. We got some tight battles up here with B5, Tough Squirrel, and DXC Ichigo all very close here as we get through the end of the first lap. Oh, somebody just went off there in the background. Let's see if we can see who that was. And Matt Cabrera with that gorgeous Hulk purple and green Camaro, the American muscle. Titanium chasing him down in the white and green Camaro. RWR Lego in the AMG behind. What just happened there? Looks like JB Racer went a bit off track. Looking for some close battles here as we start out the first lap, but it looks like Menro is putting in a healthy gap there in the lead. Already up to almost 3 seconds. It looks like the battle behind is heating up though between Hofgozer and Derp. A couple of Porsche drivers. Not gonna lie, I have been recruited to Team Porsche recently, and I'm not quite sure if it's a cult or not, but I'm drinking the Kool-Aid either way. It's been a fun car to drive, both on Xbox and on PC. I've been dabbling with. Drivers coming through a checkpoint now, so the times are updating as far as gaps. And it looks like a bit of a gap forming everywhere. Snaggy Path appears to have a bit of a tight battle going on here. Chasing Shane 155. Dalslop not too far behind. We'll stay on board with this battle for a bit as they go through Le Coupe, headed down Mine Shaft. Drivers will be hard on the brakes here as they get into the Crocodiles and head towards Cheetah. Gaps in the GT4s, or the GT3s are spreading out here. Closest battle on track now will be Teddy Ruxpin chasing down Forzy. Two drivers with fairly good pace. Work together to try to chase down JB Racer as well. Looks like the top three are really starting to pull away from the rest of the field. But we will see as time progresses, you know, what will happen as they start to reach traffic, as the GT4 cars are carrying again at least a 10-second per lap. Oh no! Oh no, well, better to crash into the pits than to not crash at all, right? Teddy Ruxpin, I wonder if he's going to use this as an opportunity to just clear his pit stop, or if he's going to drive through. Let's hope he was able to be slowed down enough to get the pit limiter engaged in time, as he comes through and not quite. Oh, and he was given a stop and go penalty. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate there. All right, and now right behind is going to be the leader of the GT4 class, Q-Bar. He may actually be able to take advantage and move up a place in the overall now with, we don't know that it'll stick for a full 60 minutes, but when Teddy Ruxpin goes in to serve that penalty, Q-Bar will probably pass him on track, which means Teddy Ruxpin may be one of the first GT3 cars to actually reach traffic, unfortunately, in this race. Some of these GT4 battles are tight here. It looks like, you know, B Fife, our reigning series runner-up, here chasing down DXD Ichigo in the Audi. Are we calling that green on the Audi? And oh no! Oh, and there's a couple of cars off here. It looks like maybe IGN Legends, and it may have been Turbo Soul that went off. As Legends gets started here again and gets going. I hope I did not give him the ultimate commentator's curse earlier on when I was talking about his out-and-out pace. All kinds of interesting stuff going on with the Matrix here on IGN Legends car. He's rocking the number 422 on the side of his car, but the number 421 in the standings. He's driving a Ferrari, but it's showing Aston Martin in the standings. Who knows what's happening here? Oh no, and I took his number by accidentally. He wanted to be the 420 car. I don't know why I have that number. So JB Racer is in the pits now. Is JB Racer doing his standard pit stop? I'm having trouble seeing the front of that car. There may be some damage on the front of that Lamborghini there. Looks like Teddy Ruxpin is serving his stop and go penalty. Legends headed into the pits as well. And we've got RWR Wheeler is in the pits, but he's 4 laps down. So I'm gonna say it looks like he may have retired. Teddy Ruxpin is on his way out. JB Racer is on his way out. They're neck and neck headed out of the pits there. Looks like Teddy Ruxpin does get out just ahead of him. Now, JB Racer has cleared his mandatory pit stop, as has Dal Slop. Both of them going with the strategy of clear the stop early, deal with traffic on longer stint tires. So we'll see how that plays out for them in the long run. As of now, they're going to be firmly in the back of the GT3 pack. How much of that was due to damage and necessity versus how much of it was due to strategy, we'll find out. So let's jump on board here with our race leader, Menro, who is just putting in some amazing laps here. He's lapping in the 142s consistently, low 142s. He's done a fastest lap of a 141.972, and again, that is faster than the real world. That's faster than the real world record for the Kyalami circuit. Now, if you're enjoying watching this race, just imagine in, when is it? 2 weeks, I believe it is. Let me pull it up here. On March 26th. Yes, March 26th. It is 2 weeks from tomorrow. We will be hosting the 4 hours of Kyalami for PC ACC users. So make sure to go take a look on SimGrid if you are not signed up for that race. You can do it solo, you could do it with a teammate. It's going to be a fun race. I'm looking forward to that one. And then also on April 2nd, we're going to be doing 2 hours of Laguna Seca. Again, you can do that with a team or solo. I will be doing that one. I think I'm leaning towards solo now for the Laguna race. Maybe allow some other teams to join the grid at that point. Really like to see a full grid for these special events while we're waiting for... Oh no, and our race leader, Menro, goes off in a big way. He's having trouble getting back on track. Oh no, and did he make contact there with... Who's that? Who is that? Really trying to see what just happened there. That was some interesting stuff. We're gonna see as the cars come across the start-finish line here. The Q-Bar with a solid lead of almost 5 seconds over Tough Squirrel in the GT4 class, but the GT3 class is absolutely shaken up now. With Derp in the lead. Hofdozer now in second, chasing him down, only a half a second behind. Menro, who was on a tear, had a big off and had trouble rejoining. And yeah, so showing Forzy. I'm wondering who that is that's alongside Menro there. And Menro going into the pits, gonna fix that damage. I'm going to assume clear a mandatory pit stop as well, and then get back to work. That was a big opportunity for somebody else to really come in, and like I talked about earlier in the race, fast out and out right pace is great to have, but can you do that pace for an hour? Can you hold it together for an hour and not make a big mistake? I know I find myself sometimes, especially in the situation Menro is in, not really having anybody around you that you have to worry about. You know, you want to keep that pace going. You're looking at that delta time, and you're just trying to push and go a little faster, and eventually you find that limit. And the race is a tough place to find a limit in. That's for sure. Here, I have not actually jumped up into the chat here, so So as Menro gets out of the pits and heads back out, there we go, there it is. All right, here we are. I'm in the chat here now, finally able to see what is happening. Having trouble seeing only Lamborghini things. Not a bad day. Undercut might drive through that GT4 traffic. The undercut is potentially a good move for the GT3 cars for sure. For the GT4 cars, we will see. Let's jump on board with here some of the GT4 cars as we speak of that, because the traffic is starting to come together here. We're getting some mixed class racing really happening and heating up. Looks like B-Fife is leading this procession of GT4 cars, followed by DXD, Ichigo, and Kipster. Teddy Ruxpin in the GT3 car, trying to find his way around this group of cars, as you see there. And get his way back up to the rest of the GT4s, or the GT3s. Now, interestingly, only one of the GT4 cars has cleared their mandatory pit stop, with Matt Cabrera in the purple and green Camaro. Now, I'm curious to see, specifically with the GT4 cars, if that undercut is going to be a good move here. I think that's going to be a solid plan for Matt Cabrera to undercut the rest of these GT4 cars that are battling with each other and trying to avoid GT3 cars. He can get out and run in some clean air here and really put together some lap times. So this race is starting to shake out. We're just about 20 minutes in. It looks like Matt Cabrera had another little off there. Let's go see if we can't find some tight battles shaping out now as cars come through the timing gates. Bulldozer. Got the close gap to JB Racer, who's back in the pits again. I wonder what happened there. Looks like maybe JB Racer had another off. Lamborghini's having some Lamborghini things happening to them today. So now it looks like we are following along with the Bulldozer. That is Hofdozer, I'm sorry. The wrong dozer. We're with a dozer, but the wrong dozer. Hofdozer here. In second place in overall and in the GT3 category. Just under a second behind our race leader, Derp, in that bright green Porsche. These two making their way through the traffic. It looks like that is Kipster that is between the two of them there. Maybe a little bump draft there. Here to negatively impact either car too much. They'll safely make their way down through the S's and head up towards Le Coupe. We'll check back in with Monroe here as he's trying to work his way back up. Looks like he's currently got about a 3-second gap to the next GT3 car on track, which is Teddy Ruxpin. Go back to this battle, or potential battle for the lead. See if we can ride on board with let's get this on board here from Hofdozer's car as he is chasing down Derp for the lead, making their way through some traffic. It's like tough squirrel there on track between them and the GT4 car and the Aston Martin. Now, neither of the leaders have pitted yet. We're starting to see some cars pit, possibly just due to damage, some due to strategy. Just headed back down the hill. Braking for the Cheetahs off the line shaft there. No, I'm sorry, the crocodiles. This is Cheetah. He mixed them up again. To the left around anyway, and hard power down this long front stretch. Now these two leaders both driving similar cars, doing very similar lap times, a 143.88 for both drivers in that last lap. On board with our leader there. Derp coming up behind Matt Cabrera, the only GT4 car that at last check had up. Looks like Turbo Soul has also cleared his mandatory pit stop for the GT4 cars up ahead there. So it does not look like the undercut really gave Matt Cabrera a big position change, but Cody Rexman staying out of the way there for Derp. Up the hill through the S's again. Looks like that, he's building a bit of a gap here. 2-second place off Razor. So let's jump on board here with Stan Lee. It's a Porsche party today. We're getting real used to this onboard cockpit view. I promise I'm not the one picking that. So Stanley coming up here to the rear end of IGN Legends, who is currently running towards the back of the GT4 back here. Two drivers with very good pace. Matthew and Steve Michigo in the GT4 is between them. In this multi-class racing, you can see it here going down the front straightaway. 6, 7, 8 cars here, all headed into Crowthorne. Different speeds, different grip levels. Different amounts of downforce and acceleration. Especially with this elevation change and some of these, the variety of corners here at the Kyalami circuit. You've got fast, sweeping corners. You've got slower, tighter corners. All of which you have to predict what the out-of-class car ahead, behind, around you may choose to do. Stanley takes the inside line there, headed down the S's. Get an onboard view of the GT4 car here. And there we go. My wish is my command. We're on board with Pat Chevalier's in that that AMG Mercedes. Let's get that view. Listen to the sound of that big, powerful engine. The main difference with the GT3s and the GT4 cars is the amount of downforce available. You can see the GT3 cars can take corners much more aggressively, higher speeds. The GT4 cars are generally set up with much softer suspension, allowing them to hit a higher ride height, which means that in certain circuits where there's high curbs, It allows them to be more aggressive with hitting apexes and entering the exit curves as well. Kyalami here, it's not as big of a concern. These curves are generally upsetting to the cars, as long as they're taken with some bit of care. Looks like JD Racer has retired from the race. Discord chat is saying he's having trouble with the car and he doesn't want to cause any issues to anybody else's race. So recommend that. You don't want to ruin anybody else's day. Wish you had been having a bit more fun. It's unfortunate. And we're going to jump on board with a different car here now as Pat Chevaliers comes in to clear his mandatory pit stop on lap 14 of the race. Right about at the halfway point. And the current, looks like maybe the current GT4 leader, we'll have to go back and check how things are really shaping out. B5 also in a green Mercedes AMG GT4, as everybody is in the green EV. Minus a couple, but we'll give them a pass. They may not have known the requirements. I'm very happy with how many people did follow that rule. We were concerned people would maybe blow it off. It's, we're not going to apply any penalties towards not having the right color in the car. As you hear the crew chief telling us there, halfway through the race. Let's back out here and take a look at the current standings. And again, leading the race, jump on board with while we wait, is Dirt, followed by Shane, both of which have not cleared the mandatory pit stops yet. Snaggy Path is in third place in the number 66 Audi. So that is three names that are not regulars here with Box 3 in the top three. And also off green. It's different from this view for sure. It seemed like a very close call there, but everybody made it through safely. Hofdozer in fourth, Forzy in fifth, as Derp goes in to clear that mandatory stop. We'll see if that can give Hofdozer an opportunity here to pull ahead, as Hofdozer makes his way down that Cabrera. And as of now, still in the lead for GT4 is Q-Bar, followed by DXD, Ichigo, Kipster, Tough Squirrel, B5, the Jamaican Inquisition, Titanium, Turbo Soul, and Pat Chevaliers, followed by Matt Cabrera. However, it appears that B5, Tough Squirrel, and Jamaican Inquisition have just cleared their pit stops on this lap, whereas the top three in the GT4 class, Q-Bar, DXC, Ichigo, and Kipster are still yet to owe us a pit stop. Go along with GT4 leader, we'll go on board here with GT4 leader Kipster. Oh no, what'd I do? Hey. Trying to change the camera here. Give us a different view here. There we go. TXD Ichigo in the pits for the GT4s. The Jamaican Inquisition in the Audi GT4 car in 14th place overall. Getting a little intimate with the inside curb there at Cheetah. That sausage curb is aggressive. It doesn't matter which car, what setup. So again, the GT4 cars doing about 1 minute 53 per lap, whereas the GT3 cars are doing about 1 minute and 43 seconds per lap. Some better, some worse. So, in 4th place overall in the GT4 class, Shane in the number 133 BMW, chasing Forzy, who is currently 3rd overall, with a 1.2 second gap to Shane as they head down the hill towards Mineshaft. This is the battle for the final podium position here as things shape out. Menro, our top qualifier and leader for the majority of the first stint, is made their way back up to 6th place overall. Coming about 13 seconds behind Shane. Now, Forzy just did a 1 minute and 44 second lap versus Shane's 1 minute and 50 second lap. But I'd expect to see this gap continuing to grow. Q-Bar behind doing a 1 minute and 45. Menro still on the tear doing 1 minute 42.33 laps. Teddy Ruxpin in 10th place overall. A bit of a rough start, but seems to be back on track. Currently about 3.6 seconds and closing the gap on Kipster, who is in 9th place overall. And Kipster is in a GT4 car, so that explains the gap closing so quickly. Kipster in the number 9 or the number 79 Aston Martin has not cleared his pit stop yet, and that is why he is so far up in the overall standings at the moment. Sure to be overtaken very shortly here by Teddy Ruxpin. Who's also going to readily handle Matt Cabrera in that GT4 Camaro. Really loving that livery though on the Camaro. Looks angry. Looks like the Hulk. Oh, it looks like Derp is now in 2nd place. Well, Hofdozer is in 1st overall. I'd like to see what's going on there. Not sure quite how that shook out. It may have been just the pit stops. Been a good clean race it seems so far. Not much in terms of damage retirements. And considering the speed difference of the cars on track here, the unfamiliarity of some of the new drivers, and also just the skill level gap difference, it's been a good clean friendly race. Friendly Saturday afternoon at Kyalami. Thank everybody for tuning in and watching today's race. I'm absolutely going to try to find a co-commentator for next time, as it is hard to carry a broadcast by myself for an hour plus, actually an hour and a half or so with qualifying and practice. We're waiting for some things here to shake out on track. I'm going to remind everybody about some upcoming events. Again, the 4 hours of Kyalami, if you're enjoying this race, you're going to really enjoy doing it 4 times as long in 2 weeks on March 26th. That is 2 weeks from tomorrow on ACC PC. And there's still plenty of slots available for that. So please go ahead to SimGrid and register. We also have upcoming on the 2nd of April, the 2 hours of Laguna Seca. And another fun series we've got coming up starting on this Thursday, actually. The Box3 Motorsports Random Race Roulette. It's a pretty cool concept, actually. So what's happening is we actually have I think they made a bot that will randomly select the circuit that the track will be raced on, the weather, and the time of day, and the temperatures of ACC for the series or for the session, and that'll be selected a half hour prior to race, and then there's going to be 20 minutes of practice, 10 minutes of qualifying, and then a 45-minute race in which there will be a pit stop for fuel. So I would expect to see some splash and dash strategies, or maybe some short stints followed by some late stops. But we're gonna find out what the strategy is going to be, especially when it comes to weather and maybe changing conditions as well. So that should be a really fun series. It's going to be completely random. It's for fun, but it's also for points, and so we're hoping to see the attendance for that also fill up quite quickly as we prepare for season 6 of the PC. Season 6 for PC at Box3 Motorsports League, and season 7 for the Xbox series. And both of those should be starting sometime in April, is what I'm hearing. So we will find out the exact dates of those going forward, and again, with more special events planned between now and then, the announcement will be made quite publicly for all. But in the meantime, head over to thesimgrid.com and search for Box3 Motorsports and sign up for all of our events. They're going to be a blast, and there will be broadcasting for the 4 hours of Kyalami, and I believe the 2 hours of Laguna Seca as well. I do not know that there is going to be broadcasting for the random race roulette races, but it'll be a fun event for everybody to be involved in for sure. So we've been with Dalslop here for a while. Let's see if we can't move on. Looks like we're waiting for IGN Legends to come into a frame here in 21st overall in the GT3 car. Maybe the brightest green of all the cars in the race today. There's a couple of Porsches that are a similar hue, but they've got a more matte finish. This Ferrari's looking sharp. Menro is now up to 5th place, working his way up, and let's stick with him for a little bit because he's got the pace. Not as much green as we were looking for, but he does have the Italian flag on the side, so he's got something there. He's got some green on the car. Okay, and I am back here. We have just about 16 minutes left in the race. Menro closing the gap to Shane ahead. Again, he's got the pace. If he hadn't had that one, what's he doing here? What's he doing here? Oh, he's going to the pits. Just spawned himself to the pits as he was closing the gap in a big way. That's interesting. I don't know what just happened. Hopefully there was not a disconnect issue. Xbox has been pretty lucky recently with not having, oh yeah, it looks like he may have maybe bounced out. So right now we are with currently second place overall driver, Derp, in the bright green Porsche, doing a 143.812 on that lap number 25 of the race. About a 10-second gap to the current leader, Hofdozer. I'd like to back out here and let's take a look at where everybody's running in the standings. So, first overall is Hofdozer, 25 laps into the race, followed by Derp, about 10 seconds back. Forzy in third place. Shane is in fourth place in the BMW. I am Stan Lee driving the Porsche, rounding out the top 5. Snaggy Path and Dalslop, 6th and 7th. Teddy Ruxpin and Q-Bar. Teddy Ruxpin in 8th. Q-Bar, the number 1 in GT4 currently, 9th overall. 2nd in GT4, Tough Squirrel, 10th overall. 3rd in GT4, DXD Ichigo. And Jamaican Inquisition behind them in 4th. 5th for GT4 is B Fife. 6th is Kipster. 7th, Bulldozer. 8th, Titanium. Followed by Pat Chevaliers and Matt Cabrera. RWR Lego is in 19th overall. IGN Legends in 20th place. Turbo Soul in 21st place. That is our current running order as of the last lap. So, barring any incidents or scuffles with traffic, looks like Hofdozer has a good, comfortable lead that it is continuing to grow. Forzy in the 994 Honda. We'll stick on board with Forzy for a bit. Being chased slightly behind by Shane. About a second behind, 0.864 as of the last lap split. We can actually go on board here with Forzy. Nope, it's going to bring us to whoever it wants to go to. Alright, let's jump with some GT4 battles here. V5 chasing down Jamaican Inquisition as they make their way down. Toward the grasses and up towards Le Coupe. He's going to do his best to try to get in that wake, catch a little bit of draft, and head down the hill. Let the weight of that front engine Mercedes pull him a little bit closer. The gap to Jamaican Inquisition ahead is now down to 0.1 seconds. They're neck and neck. So go through the crocodiles and oh no, Jamaican Inquisition goes off and Fife gets through. Now about 2 seconds up the road is his next target, DXD Ichigo in the Audi. Fife doing a 152.595 in the GT4 car. Some quick laps. Fife getting, can you change to an off-board camera? Yeah, yes. Love the GT4 racing. Yeah, absolutely. The GT4 racing is honestly, it's exciting to watch, and the GT4 cars have been very tightly matched throughout this whole race. It appears that's where the battles are taking place for position in class. Is really in the GT4s. The GT3s, it's been battling themselves more than their opponents, I feel. Fife is making time up even on this GT4 or this GT3 car of Teddy Ruxpin. Let's see who else we're going to get on board with. RWR Lego. 19th overall in your number 38 Mercedes GT4 AMG car. Titanium in that the white Camaro. I gotta say, the Camaro is one of my favorite looking cars in this game. I'm not too experienced with its driving characteristics. Looks like the field is starting to come together here. Those are that's the race leader Hofdoser towards the back of that group. In that dark green with the bright green racing stripe Porsche. All kinds of stuff going on there in Crowthorne as 5 cars are trying to go through at nearly the same time. It's like Turbo Soul able to make a pass up on the inside on Titanium. It's not for position, but it is for track position to allow them to keep going. If you got some pace, move it along. Absolutely. So now Titanium has moved from the front of that pack of cars to the back of that pack of cars here in just about a half a lap's time. We will move on. Matt Cabrera in that hulked out Camaro. Taking a bit of a scrapping today, that car has. Max still holding on. Forzy is coming up behind in the GT3 car. Moving quick. We're going to come to the inside through Sunset. Down into Barbecue. Oh, I'm sorry, Clubhouse corner. Mac also now has Shane, the number 4 car overall. Right on his tail. Leave him some room to get through here. I'm sure he's gonna give Shane the turn-in room there at the top of the coupe. Headed down mine shaft. Looks like he's got Tough Squirrel in class behind him. Though that is not a battle for position in the race. Cabrera coming to a bit of a hesitating stop there in Crocodiles. Through Cheetah. Let's move on. Tough Squirrel there right behind him on track. chasing him down. Let's ride along with Tough Squirrel for this next lap. See if he can close the gap to Matt Cabrera and get through. Tough Squirrel currently running third in GT4, I believe. Let's go back and take a look. Things are starting to shape up here with 5 minutes left in the race. Positionally, again, Hofdoser really stretching that lead out. Looks like he could walk away with this as long as nothing catastrophic happens with his race. Derp in second place, followed by Forzy, Shane in fourth place. I Am Stan Lee is in fifth. Snaggy Path in sixth. Dallas Lop in seventh. Teddy Ruxpin in eighth. Then we're headed to our GT4 cars. Cube Bar is leading. Tough Squirrel is actually second. I'm sorry. I thought third, but second in the GT4 class. DXD Ichigo third in GT4. B5 fourth. Jamaican Inquisition in fifth. Kipsters in sixth. Bulldozer in seventh. Titanium in eighth place in GT4s. Pat Chevaliers in ninth, followed by Matt Cabrera, rounding out your top 10 for GT4. RWR Lego is in 11th place, followed on track by IGN Legends, who is currently in 9th place for GT3. And Turbo Soul, rounding out your grid in 21st place. Looks like the closest battle on track as of last checkpoint will be between B5 and DXD Ichigo. So let's go ahead and take a look at that one. Let's watch that. Looks like they've got Hofdoser, I believe it is, who is the leader in between them currently. That's going to make Ichigo hesitant to give the faster car the good line through, knowing that his in-class rival right on his tail. There we see now, Fife is right on the tail, headed down towards mine shaft on the back of DXD Ichigo. Fife going to the outside through Crocodiles. They're both coming up to Matt Cabrera as well, who is a lap or two behind them. 3 laps back, it looks like. 2 laps back. A lap. I'm trying to do quick math in my head. It's not working out. Not doing math well today. The gap between Fife and Ichigo through the finish arch is 0.316 seconds. Looks like just about, they're probably going to get 2 more laps in. So Matt Cabrera makes room for these two to get through. Heading up through the Jigski Sweep to the barbecue down towards Sunset Corner. In that high speed sweeping right-hander. Hard to make any move happen there. Just want to keep the gap close. Head up the hill into Clubhouse Corner, where they'll then make their way back down the hill through the S's, up the hill again towards Lake Coupe, and back down towards Mineshaft again. The elevation change in a lap is is nearly constant on this track. There's not a lot of time where you're in a flat, straight line. That's for sure. Bit of cambered and off-cambered corners. Then make the road through Lake Hoop, head down the hill again. For what is very likely going to be their last lap coming up here. Check in with the leader and see he is in fact still leading by a margin of over 16 seconds. So we're going to stick with this battle here as the race progresses to the finish. This seems to be the most likely to have any kind of action.
On the final lap now. Give it all you can.
Here we are on the final lap. Now the question is, do the GT4s have an extra lap beyond that, having already been through the start-finish stretch before the leader started the final lap? That would be the question. Whether the leader can surpass these two during this lap and finish ahead. Another one of the nuances of multi-class racing. Gonna possibly give an extra lap for this battle to really play out. And a bit of a battle it is. They're close. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Rob, right? It is a down to the wire finish here in the GT4 class for the final spot on the podium, it looks like. They are wheel to wheel as they go through Lake Hoop there. If Fife is going to try the outside line again. It looks like DXD Ichigo defends that outside line that Fife tried on the previous lap. Ichigo using all the track there, making sure he doesn't give any space. So they come around the corner, final corner here, headed towards the start-finish line, and that is the leader right behind them. And the leader finished the race right behind them, so it looks like these two maybe get another lap. I'm not sure. Yes, they are. They're going to be on their final lap now. As the field is starting to finish out, these two get an extra lap to really let this battle play. Yeah, right down to the wire. You couldn't have played this out any better. The leader could have finished this battle for them, but it was just close enough between them, and they're pushing hard to give themselves that extra lap. That's for sure. Look at this. Fife maybe peeking to the inside here. Running a bit wide on the exit. Ichigo really not giving him any space, that's for sure. Fife's looking for any of it he can get as they come down through the S's. Hard on the brakes into Lake Hoop as they come down the hill for the final time to Mine Shaft. This is some good racing to the finish here, that's for sure. Been an exciting last couple laps between these two. Fife maybe peeking to the inside here through Crocodiles. Maybe a bit of contact. Everybody holds it together. Through Cheetah. Fife to the outside. Try and get a good run to the finish, and it looks like it is going to be DXD Ichigo by a nose there at the finish. They drag raced to that finish line, and that was about as close as you can expect a race to finish between those two for a podium spot. Congratulations to DXD Ichigo And also, woohoo! And five going a little. Somebody's doing some donuts. We got donuts going on. We got donuts. It's that post-race celebration time. Everybody's having some fun now. It was a good race. So we'll go over the finish order here. First place, Hofdozer, followed by Derp. Forzy in third place. Congratulations on the podium, Forzy. Shane just missing out on that podium in fourth place. I am Stan Lee rounding out your top 5. Snaggy Path in 6th. Dalslop in 7th. Teddy Ruxpin in 8th place. Q-Bar, your number 1 for GT4, finishing in 9th place overall. Followed by Tough Squirrel, 2nd place in GT4. DXD Ichigo with 3rd place in GT4. B Fife, 4th place by a nose. Maybe just a splitter. I mean, that was as close as you can get. Yeah, congratulations, Forzy. Good job. Good race. Really great race, everybody. Fun to watch. Let's see, where'd I leave off there? Let's see, Jamaican Inquisition, 5th place. You're rounding out your top 5 for GT4. Kipster in 6th for GT4, followed by Bulldozer, Titanium, and Pat Chevaliers. IGN Legends.
Green light. Go, go, go.
And I lost the list. Here, let's go back to the timetables here. Let's see who had the fastest lap of the race. We're gonna have to go back and get the logs before I can answer that question. 1 lap of fuel remaining for Forzy. Now that is race strategy preparation right there. Finishing as light as you can finish. Imagine if you'd gotten into that position like B Fife and Ichigo and just gotten that extra lap that you weren't really planning for. I couldn't have written that any better myself, to have the leader neck and neck with those two as they came into the final turn, and just enough for them to get a whole nother lap to battle it out and really give us 3 laps of really good, entertaining, and quality racing there to finish out that race. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. I am Matty T. This has been the Shamrock Sprint presented by Box3 Motorsports. Remember to tune in for the 4 hours of Kyalami on March 26th, the 2 hours of Laguna Seca on April 2nd, and to check out on SimGrid the Box3 Motorsports Random Race Roulette, which is a Thursday evening race series, which should be a lot of fun for everybody. Again, that's going to be, you never know what you're going to get. 30 minutes before, you'll find out, and then everybody's got the same obstacles to overcome. So it'll make for a very interesting, fun series to fill the time while we wait for Season 7 of the Xbox Box3 Motorsports series to begin and Season 6 of the PC series to begin. Again, I'm Matty T. This has been Box3 Motorsports. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.